If you want to support the show, the best way you can is through any of the books or current ongoing Vela shorts that are being released on a regular basis. The easiest way to find this is to go to bit.ly/tmrbooks, and you'll have links there to everything. All of my Kindle books are available for free. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you don't have to pay anything. You get it with your subscription. You can read them all. They're all in screenplay format. That includes Swan Song, The Muses, Duet, In the End, Our Past Does Not Define Us. Anything else that I've written that's available on Kindle, it's available there. You can buy a soft cover if you want. There's a hardcover collection of all of the Swan Song books, all combined into one. That's available as a hardcover. You can pre-order Echo Alpha, which is coming out in November. All of these things are available if you go on Amazon. But quick link, if you go bit.ly/tmrbooks, I have them all there, nice, easily cataloged. Also, down toward the bottom, we have the Kindle Vela content. The first 3 episodes are always free, and then after that, there's a token system that you can use to read. Even if you don't like it, just give it a thumbs up. That way we can get it up higher so more people see it. So one final time, that's bit.ly/tmrbooks, and every Wednesday there's a new Vela book that goes up. Taser and Acrobat, Nanite and Rosebud, Tales from Another World, and The Alchemist and the Illusionist. All go up on Wednesdays, and it's all available on Kindle Vela. All of this is available bit.ly/tmrbooks. Sorry to overload the front, but before we start, one final thing. If you can please go on Apple Podcasts, if that's how you listen, and give us a 5-star rating, that would mean a lot. We're trying to get on to Rotten Tomatoes and sites like that, and we need to get more reviews to be accepted. So if you can go on and give us a 5-star review there, that would be amazing. Thank you very much. We appreciate everything you guys do when you listen. Welcome to Beware of Spoilers. I am Adam. Let's talk about Tick, Tick, Boom, a Netflix original movie directed by Lin Manuel Miranda. It is an adaptation of the stage play by the great Jonathan Larson, who is the focal point of this character. It's an autobiographical play about his life, leading up to leading up to his 30th birthday. And I think that this movie does a lot very well. And I first off, Andrew Garfield nails the performance. He does a great job doing every aspect of this. I think Andrew Garfield is one of those actors who's he's like Adam Driver. He's like, I can't even think of another one. I have such a headache right now. But he's one of those actors who has such a great, he's got such great performance ability. He's great in just about everything he does. He brings everything he can, and what he can bring is a lot more than what a lot of other actors can do. And like Adam Driver, they're largely associated with one major franchise role, but in their other roles, they do great jobs too. I think both of these two are going to end up with, at some point in their lives, Academy Award wins, if not numerous nominations. I think that's an interesting kind of, it's the best thing about this movie is definitely his performance. I think the entire thing is framed as what's the right word for this? Like a presentation? No, a performance. That's the right word. Of Tick, Tick, Boom, with Andrew Garfield in the lead, playing the role that Jonathan Larson did when it was originally on Broadway. And that's kind of a framing device where it's like him, performing the play, and then whenever we flash back to what's going on around his 30th birthday, it's kind of, it's all flashback. And it's interesting how they mix the musical numbers together between, quote unquote present, or the present of the movie, and the past of the 30th birthday, and it's such a great way to tell the story. And I think one of the really interesting things about it is there's a difference between stage acting and theater acting. Stage and movie acting. Because they're so vastly different, I think that what's it called? It's easy to take the two and and not notice the difference. I think that if you look at like what goes into stage acting, is it needs to be a little bit more extravagant, a little bit more over the top in terms of what the actor does and how they speak and all of that, because it needs to it needs to play across an entire theater. Like if I'm watching a movie on my phone, or if I'm watching it on my TV, or if I'm in a movie theater, however I'm watching the movie, it doesn't need to be over the top, because the camera can bring you in real close and you can see exactly what's going on, on their face, and you don't need over-the-top facial expressions, you don't need anything like that. But because the flashbacks are kind of dramatized, almost as if it's in the head of John, it kind of makes it where you don't necessarily need, like, you can excuse away the fact that a lot of the acting is over the top and over enunciated and over exaggerated. And I think that, like, had it not been this movie and had it been a different adaptation, stage to screen, with this, and it was being played straight and it wasn't being played as a play within a larger movie, or like a dramatization within a play, it wouldn't have worked as well. And I think that that's really why this movie works, is that you can kind of get that. Like there's one, like the scene that's the big fight between Alexandra Shipp, who also does great work in this movie, and Andrew Garfield. Like it's cutting back and forth between them fighting, and them fighting is not set to music. It's just them fighting, but you still have the music from the play in the background, and it's just this frantic kind of like rapidly accelerating music that articulates the fight as it's happening, and you're seeing the real fight as it happens. And when you have the fight that way, a lot of what both of them are doing are over-exaggerated body movements, over-exaggerated speech patterns, over-enunciation of words, and it's kind of forgivable because, again, it is, viewing it within the confines of it being a stage play. And it's an interesting kind of way to do it. The direction is great. I think that Lin Manuel Miranda is going to get an Academy Award nomination for Best Director. This man truly has a gift. And I think that there's a resonance to the story about people who are trying to follow their passion and then feeling like there is a ticking clock of them getting to the end of that time, where they can make that happen, where it's like, look, all these other people did great things before they turned 30, and here I am turning 30, and, it's a great, way to look at it and be like, we're going, he didn't know it at the time because he didn't know he was going to have the aneurysm, but, he didn't know that, look, you got all the time to do what you need to do. You're not them. Do what you need to do on your own schedule, and it works so well. And it's one of those things that, it's kind of a running thread through what kind of relates to Lin Manuel Miranda, where it's a lot of his works all have to deal with this idea of, a self-imposed time crunch, and people who, don't the achieving what you achieve in life is a running thread, and doing it on your own time scale and doing it as much as possible, and that being your legacy, Hamilton, who lives, who dies, who tells your story. It's this is a running thread throughout what Lin Manuel Miranda does, and because he does it in everything, it's something that you can tell it's impactful and important for him. And it's even if you look at his other things, like Coco, I believe he did the music for Coco. Let me look that up before I sound like a jack. Never mind, that was Lopez and Anderson. Maybe I'm thinking of Moana. He did Moana. But when you hear what his his music is about and what he does. It's this running theme of we are going to make the most of what time we have while we have it, because you don't know how long it's going to be. Because even like, Hamilton didn't know he was going to die when he was going to die, so he was, doing everything he could to achieve what he could in his lifetime for the betterment of the country, and that's kind of what that's about. Like, there's that one, he writes day and night like he's running out of time, and then, this is about this guy who's dealing with that crisis of confidence that comes along with the fact that he has not yet reached what he thought he should have reached, or what others have reached by this point. And it really works very well. I cannot recommend this movie highly enough. It's on Netflix, so if you have Netflix, you're not going to pay anything to watch it. Definitely worth your time to watch it. I think it is one of the top movies of the year so far. I cannot praise this movie highly enough. So, yeah, definitely check out this movie. This week we also have King Richard, and I will do a brief summation of episodes 1, 2, and 3 of The Wheel of Time. And then there was one other one. Come on, I can't do because they're not showing that in my local market. And I feel like there was one other. Thrawn Ascendancy Lesser Evil. I forgot about that nonsense. We'll do that at some point this weekend too. So until then, have a great rest of your week. Do you like the show? Do you hate the show? Are you indifferent to the show? No matter what, you should probably let us know what we're doing so we can change it to better suit you, the listener's needs. You can go to either bit.ly/BOScontact, which is a contact form page you can use. Also, you can just email us directly at 30minutereviews@gmail.com. If you have questions that you would like us to answer, we can answer them on the air. We have a few questions every week that will be selected to be answered on air. So if you want to tell us what we should do, or if you have a suggestion for a movie or a TV show or something we should cover, go to bit.ly/BOScontact, and also email us 30minutereviews@gmail.com.